I noticed that you're carrying the bow like this. What's the disadvantage of me carrying through the woods hunting with my bow holding it by the string like this?
Man, there's a lot. So with the way I'm carrying my bow right now with the mule stabilizer, I'm not touching my strings at all. You're carrying your bow by the string like this. So every time you're walking, it's twisting the string, twisting your string. You're throwing your D loop off. You're throwing your tune off, and it just causes more and more damage and use on that string by stretching it over and over and over and twisting it back and forth and back and forth. If you're hunting in the backcountry, or you're hunting at all, and you got your tune gets thrown off, your peep sight gets out of line, your D loop gets out of line, and you don't know how to fix it,
Yeah,
your hunt's over.
it's over, yeah,
Right? So
absolutely.
that was another reason why I made that, so I don't have to have an issue or concern about throwing my tune off, throwing my string off. And then two, if you carry this like this all day long, it's going to wear your fingers out.
Right.
I mean, I don't care if you're wearing gloves or not. That all day long, you can see how it's putting pressure
Right.
on my
And I don't
fingers.
like wearing gloves anyways because
Right,
I'm more of a touchy-feely person.
right.
So whenever I have, I don't like something around my hands. I want to feel the trigger, and because when you practice, you usually practice, and you got to practice the way you hunt. I
And
don't hunt
that's
with gloves.
and that's the
So
difference.
okay.
So it takes all that pressure and all that concern off the strings, off throwing your tune off, twisting your strings up, damaging them more, and it takes all the pressure and relief off. You can carry this thing in two different ways,
Okay.
just like that. So if you want to try it and see how it feels compared to carrying it like this, you can see
Yeah.
automatically how it just takes the pressure
It,
away.
it almost defies gravity actually. I can see whenever I never hunted elk, um, like the way you have,
Right.
but I can see, walking miles and miles, trying to find that bugle, and yeah, this is a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I mean that's why I made it. I mean it's comfortable.
Right.
I mean, it helps a lot. And then, when you get there, like if you have this bow, if you get to where you're going, one, you're not going to be fatigued because that saddle's going to help you carry your bow. But when you get to where you're going, instead of setting your bow down on the ground like everybody does now, because they don't have no way to set it down, you can go wherever you want, set your bow down, get your calls, do some elk calls, do some glassing, whatever it is.
Wow.
I mean, that in itself just proves you don't have to carry a kickstand with you. You don't have to carry extra gear. You don't have to do anything. Your bow's already kind of set up for hunting, so you can put it down where you want it. I mean, just look at the difference between your cams and everything laying on the ground, touching, getting in dirt, getting rocks,
Right. So
and this one is not.
whenever a lot of my deer hunt that I do, I like to go in pop-ups.
Right.
So I always find I hate it setting my bow up somewhere, knocking my arrow, and I always got to put something down because
Right.
I don't want dirt and mud. Because
I mean, you can see how your cam is all scratched up
absolutely,
already.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Try to keep that because you don't want nothing to get in there and mess your shot up or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot better. You're protecting your cams and
It's protecting the strings.
protecting
It's keeping
everything.
keeping dirt out of in between these strings and between the
Absolutely,
cam and the string.
absolutely.
So, I mean,
So
that alone pays for itself. I
right,
mean, if you got to
right.
replace a set of strings and cables, I mean, that's pretty expensive
It
nowadays.
is.
So
It is absolutely.
I mean, the stabilizer does so many different things other than the performance that it does now. So another reason why it was made, man.
Well, let's
Let's
shoot.
let's do some shooting.
Heck yeah.
I think
Okay.
we ought to try the difference in sound between what this bow sounds like with that stabilizer, and then we'll put the new Mach 5 on there
Okay.
and see how it sounds like that.
Now this is a 2009 Matthews that I bought. This stabilizer is the one that I bought with it whenever I purchased this.
Right.
So I mean, this is a no bow, but still does the job whenever I need to.
Yeah.
So
And that's pretty typical of everybody's stabilizer on the market. Just a straight looking pipe, kind of just boring looking deal. I mean, it does. I guess does only one thing is give you a little bit of forward weight.
right,
That's the only
right,
thing that stabilizers do.
right.
This is a complete different animal.
Okay. Well, let's do some tests and see what the differences are.
Let's get after it.
All right.
So let's do some testing with your stabilizer you have currently on this bow. 89.7. Right there it's averaging 88 decibels. A little further away, but it's 86.1. So we got one at 88.8 and one at 86.1.
Okay.
So about 88, 87 average. Okay, so Let's see what the difference is going to be when we take this old, you said what, 2009, 2011?
2009,
Yeah,
2009.
2009 stabilizer off of here. Off. It's an older bow, but I mean, this is still a pretty quiet, pretty smooth shooting bow. We're going to see what the difference is between taking this old stabilizer off that kind of, I guarantee you, I don't know what this company is. I don't want to say their name, but I guarantee you, probably 100% this is made in China. So this new system here, probably the last time you're going to have to set your bow down like that, by the way.
Okay.
So the Mach 5, whenever you go to install it, whenever you get it delivered to you, it's going to have this bolt. You take this bolt all the way out, set that down. It's going to have your mule mount. Your mule mount's the only thing that's going to go bolted onto your bow. So pretty simple, just a standard 5/16 by 24 bolt, 3/16 head. You want to line that up with your riser so your stabilizer is going to be straight.
Right.
Tighten that bad boy down. I mean, you can tighten the dog out of it because you ain't gonna break it, you ain't gonna bend it, you ain't gonna mess up nothing. This thing is built to last. And that's it. That thing's tight. Stabilizer goes in just like that. Bolt goes in on the side. Get that thing started, center in. And then once you get it tight, adjust your handle where you want it. Look at that, simple.
Okay.
The Mule Stabilizer Mach 5, Bubba, give that a shot. Let me know what you think.
So I noticed, how much longer it is
Right.
on here compared to the other one. The other one, we can do a comparison on it. Was sitting about right there. So I
Right.
know for a fact that whenever I put the bow in with this in my case, I mean I had to kind of make it where it'll fit.
Right.
So now with the system with this quick detach, whenever I put it in my case, all I got to do is unscrew it, take it out.
Correct.
That's very convenient.
It is. It is. And that's
Because
another reason why I made that, because I know there were some issues with the Mach 4 was attached to your bow permanently, and able to get that off and then having to reset it, because this stabilizer has to stay standing in one position
right.
for it to utilize it correctly. So that's why I made this mount particularly for this stabilizer, to make this thing sit where it needs to sit and sturdy, where it won't move anymore. And now you can just slide the stabilizer out, put it in your case, go to the stand, go travel, do whatever, put it back in there, put your bolt in, you're ready to rock and roll.
Well, let's see what the difference is.
Oh, you're going to feel it right away. So this is the 10-inch model. I've got 6, 8, and 10, and that's the 10. I think it's going to work perfect for you, just with your draw length and your bow and your poundage you're pulling. So right away, you're going to feel the difference.
I feel the difference
Yeah.
with weight.
Right.
Pulling forward, which is good. That's what you want after
Right.
you shoot the bow. You want.
So
you want
you're
that.
at 9.9 total ounces with this one,
Okay.
with 3.5 ounces out front.
Nice. Okay, let's go shoot it.
I want to see if there's a change in the decibel reading. Holy moly! 62.8.
And dude, I'm gonna tell you.
62.8. That's 20%.
I want to tell you, honestly, it held a lot stabler than the other one.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I mean, the length alone is going to give you that, but that 3.5 out front is where it's really at.
Okay, I want to shoot another one.
Holy crap!
And of course I'm on.
So this is the first time I've done this decibel reading testing on, like an older style bow, because these older ones are not going to be as quiet, as the new ones. The new ones are crazy, stupid quiet. And that's what everybody's kind of goal is: something fast, something quiet, something that, they'll be able to let that arrow fly and the animal's not going to react. But to change it 20 decibels, holy crap, that's freaking crazy.
Let's do one more and get a comparison and get an average.
Yeah,
on
go ahead. $63.8.
Wow.
Yeah, 62.9, 63.8. Yeah, and before you were averaging 88, 87, 88.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it dropped at 20.
So I noticed whenever you were talking about the 3-point, I was doing the same thing.
Right.
It does make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to change. It's going to
I
change
mean,
how you grip every single time.
Yeah.
So you'll maintain that same grip every time.
Yeah, I like that. I was
Yeah.
kind of going like this, and
Right.
I kind of like that feeling. We'll do one more, so we can get a good average on that reading.
I mean, just hearing it myself out here, like compared to, because I was right up next to you when you shot it the first time with the other stabilizer, but now hearing it, I mean, you may be able to hear in the camera the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, it took all the vibration, whatever it had, out of it.
It's a lot smoother, actually.
Yeah,
It really is a lot smoother.
you can hear it just without any readers or anything.
I mean, the
you can
value
hear
of this bow just went up.
it. Yeah, I mean now now you can carry your bow.
And now I can carry my bow. You know, whenever I go. Well, let me get it set in there right. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then you know, even this way, I kind of like this way better. Oh, I like this way a lot better.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty darn smooth that way too.
Yeah.
I mean either way, I mean
Either way.
if you start to wear out one way or the other, you can change it. That's the thing, it's adaptive. So and now when you get to where you're going, you set it down.
Yeah, just set it down and that's it.
So you got performance enhancement, you've got functionality, usability, adaptability, made in the USA. I mean, it takes a lot of those problems you have with thinking about how am I going to carry my bow, where am I going to put it down. I mean, there's so many different things it does. So.